day 4. All right, doesn't matter. So day 3, Tim is a car salesman. 5% of the price he earns 5%. Last month he sold 8 cars. Estimate the amount. So it's commission, right? So commission is percent, right, of the sales. Right, that's what he's making. That's what he's taking a percent, a part of the sales, right? A certain percentage. So commission that he takes home is the percent, which is 5% or 0.05 times his sales. Well, what was his sales? Last month he sold 8 cars for, here's his grand total, $152,558.75. So he's not going to take all that, right? He's going to take 5% of that. So what is that equal to? 0.05 times 152,558.75. About 7, well, closest number here, 7,500, right? The calculator answer was around 7,627.94 to be more exact. All right, so the multiple choice was C. All right, so again, 2, here are 3 stacks of coin, blah, blah, blah. What percent of the total coins which represent stack B? Okay, are you serious? Stack A has 20, let me put that. Stack B has 13, and stack C has 19 for a total of 52. So there's 52 coins in total, and stack B is 13. So 13 out of 52, that's about 25%, right? If you think about a deck of cards. So 13 out of 52 is 25%. So that was, all right, so some of these questions are very straightforward. 3, bought a pen. Sale price of the pen was $2.34. The original price of the pen was $3.25. What percent did Randy save by using the pen on sale? All right, so we can do a new minus old, so we can say the percent of change, right? In this case, it represents the percent that he saved. It would be 2.34, the new price, minus the old price, which is $3.25. Divide that by 3.25. So we get, let's see, 2.34 divided by 2.34 minus 3.25. Enter. Divide that by 3.25. Enter again. Multiply that by 100. And we get 28%. Okay, that was a percentage discount. 3 is 8. All right. So 20% was the amount he saved. Use the label below to answer the following question. What percent of total calories comes from fat? Well, if you eat whatever you're eating here, there's 150 calories per serving. So in one serving, you gain 150, you consume 150 calories. 90 of that is fat. Yikes. 90 divided by 150, 60%. Right, so all you gotta do is divide 60 times 100. You have to change the percent, and you get 60%. Owen bought a coat at 5% off the regular price of 60. Which process can Owen use to find the amount of his discount? Well, to find the amount of his discount, that's easy, right? We take 0.05, multiply that by 60, right? Because it's a percent of the sales. Here we go. Right? Yeah, 6. All right, so now we're doing percents. Went to the mall. What was the price? What was the cost of CD after discount? So think about the bar, right? So 0%, 100%. So right now the CD is 15.95. If you pay for 100% of the CD, right? You would pay for $15.95, but you got a discount. So that means we're going to take this guy out. 10. So all this is gone. So they're asking how much is left over for you to pay. As far as percentage goes, you're responsible now for 85% of whatever the original price was, right? So 0.85 times the original price. So you're paying for 0.85% or 0.85 of $15.95, right? So what does that equal? Well, it's not going to be $15.95. It's going to be $13.56. Rounded. 7. According to the nutrition facts, what the heck? Yogurt, each container has 3 grams of fat. The listed fat content represents 5% of the recommended daily allowance. How many grams of fat are recommended to be consumed per day? Let's see if I understand the question first of all. Each container has 3 grams of fat, okay? So 3 grams represent 5%, okay. So 3 grams, right, so it says, hey, I have 3 grams of fat here, right? And 3 grams of fat is actually 5% of your recommended daily allowance. So that means that you obviously can consume more than 3 grams of fat, right? Out of the whole day, right? Let's say a whole day, there's all this fat that you're allowed, that you're okay to consume, right? This represents this little chunk here, 5%. So what's the rest? So what's the total? It's 3 grams, right? 3 grams is 5%. So the question, so we can the way we can word this is 3 grams, right? Is 5% of what total? What? Right? That's what we're looking for. So several ways you can do that. You can choose a percent proportion if you want. You can write an equation out of this. So if you use a percent proportion, 100%, 5%. 5% is 3 grams, right? So what is this number here, the total? Well, we can put an x. Cross multiply, we get 5x equals, what is this, 300? Divide both sides by 5, and 300 divided by 5 is x equals 60. So you can have 60 grams of fat a day? Really? Well, I mean, you do need fat. I just don't know you need that much fat. 8. The fishbowl contains 1 gallon of water, and fried the fishbowl contains 0.75 gallon. What percentage did the amount of water decrease? What was the percent of decrease? All right. Okay, choose percent of change, right? So new, the old was 1 gallon divided by 1. So let me, so new minus old divided by old, and 0.75 minus 1. 0.7 is negative 0.25 over 1. And then, yeah, well, that's it. Multiply that by 100. Don't forget to multiply that by 100. And we get negative 25%, which shows a decrease, right? But the answer doesn't have that, so it's just C. What is the percent of the discount? So again, percent of change. The regular price was 90. The new price is 76.50. What was the discount? So what was the percent of change? So new minus old over old. And don't forget to multiply that by 100. So 76.5 minus 90, enter, divided by 90 equals 0.15 times 100, so the discount was 15%. All right. 11. No, 10. Again, percent of change, right? The new town, the town population increased from 12,800 to 14,200. So this is the new one. new population, and this one is the old population. So, percent of increase in this case, new 14,200 minus the old over the old, and multiply by 100. 14,200 minus 12,800, enter, divide by 12,800 equals 0.1093. So in your calculator, you're going to see this. Multiply that by 100, and you get 10.93%, etc., which they probably rounded to 11. Cost of 200 gallons of fuel is, okay, this includes 8% tax. Okay. What is the cost of 1 gallon before? So, if you think about it, I draw right, so here, 0%, and draw 100%. And this plus tax, and this is your tax, right, which is 8%, which is going to take us to 108 right here. So we know that the price of the fuel with tax, which is the whole thing, is $425.52. But they're asking for this price right here. What was it without the tax? So this, we can do percent change here too, or you can ask yourself 425.52 is 108% of what? Right? So you can set up a percent proportion if you want. This one's a little bit different. So 100% is what I don't know. I know that 108% is 425.52. We can cross multiply. We get 108x. And then if you multiply that by 100, you move decimal to the right, so you get 42,552. We're going to divide that by 108 on both sides. And x equals 42552 divided by 108 equals 394. We're still not done, right? Because that's the price of 200 gallons without the tax. Now that I know the price without the tax, I get to take 394 gallons, $394, and I'm going to divide that by the 200 gallons, right? Because I want a price of 1 gallon. So 394 divided by 200, two steps here, equals $1.97. Right, so this 394 represents this number here, which is all 200 gallons of fuel before tax. Okay, so tricky question. I like that question. 12. Jessica deposits 300. Savings account annual rate 2. Compounded. Oh, ooh. See if I can remember this. A equals 1 plus, there you go. So, at the end of 1 year, how much money is in your account, which is A, the principal is 300. 1 plus the interest rate is 0.02, compounded twice a year. And then this is 2 times 1, or just 2. That's what you should have had. Let's figure out what all that stuff is inside. 0.02 divided by 2 plus 1. Raise that to the second power. Right, and then we're going to multiply that by 300. And at the end of the year, she's going to have $306.03. $13. Jason bought a jacket for 50% off the original price and another 25% discount price. The jacket originally was $88. What was the final sale? So, 2 discounts. That's easy. 88%, $88 times the first discount. So, if you take 50% off, obviously you'll have 50% left, right? And then the second discount, if you take 25% off, you're left with 75%. Right? So that should have been your numbers. So 88 times 0.5 times 0.75 is going to give us the magical number of $33. 14. Jeans, $40, sales, and tax. Okay, so this one we can do one after the other. I like these questions because it's pretty straightforward. So it's 40. Now if you take 20% off, I still have to pay for 80% or 0.80. Once that's calculated, calculated, I have to multiply that, the product of this, times the tax. So I want the price of the jeans and the tax, so that's going to take me to 108 or 108. Those are the 3 numbers you need. Times 108, $44. Sorry, $40.86. Ah, what the heck? What did I do wrong? Oh, sorry. 40 times 0.8 times 1.08. Sorry, $34.56. Plus $34.56. Okay. Table below shows movie tickets. One ticket $6.50. Which equation can be found to find the price of the tickets? Remember, if obviously it's a proportional relationship, right? I mean, assuming it's just, let's say, all adult tickets, etc. So, can we, one ticket $6.50? Well, I mean, just to confirm, right? 3 times $6.50 is $19.50, so that works. So, $19.50 times 2 is $39, so 6 works. So this is proportional. So, remember, this would be your y, this would be your x, because the price depends on the number of tickets, right? So this is your dependent and this is your independent. So, and the equation for the proportional relationship is y equals k times x. This k being this multiplier, right? Our unit rate. 1 times 650 equals 650. 3 times 650 equals 1950. 6 times 650 equals 39. 8 times 650, and that, notice that 650 is the unit rate. So our equation is just simply 1 equals 650 times x. Yeah, anything that looks like that. Right there. So instead of y and x, they use p and t. Okay. Remember, how do we find k? Another way of finding k is y over x, right? So, which, if you took any of your y values, right? 650, 1950, 39, and 52, and divided by their corresponding x value, 1, 3, 6, or 9, they will all give us 650. I wonder how many of you will watch these. 17. Which algebraic expression best describes the total growth T in height of pine trees over a 3-year period if G equals the rate of growth in centimeters per year? What the heck? Hang on a second. Oh, all right. 3-year period. Well, G represents the growth, right? Growth that happens in a year, and we want to know how much it grows in 3 years. It would be 3 is, right? 3 times G. This is the growth in 1 year. Represents the growth in 1 year. So if I want to know how much it grows in 3 years, multiply this times that. If I want to find the growth in 5 years, I would multiply 5 times that. 5 times G. So in this case, it's 3 times G. Which equation can be represented by the equation y equals 8x? So remember when we did this, right? So y equals 8x. Remember the equation y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, and b is your y-intercept. Well, is there a y-intercept here? There is. It's 0. So this y equals x in the equation that goes through 0, right? Straight line. It's proportional, correct? So let's see which what do you call it, situation. Nina bought X item at the store. Each item cost $8. Yeah. Nina spent a total of Y dollars at the store. Perfect. Nina baked Y batches of cookies. There were 8 cookies in each batch. Nina baked a total of X cookies. What in the world? No. Nina correctly answered X questions on the quiz. Each question was worth Y points. No. Nina received a total of 8 points on the quiz. That doesn't make sense. Nina earned $8 for babysitting. He also earned X dollars for mowing lawn. So this already has 2 things going on. No. Now, let's try and understand A. Nina baked Y batches of cookies. There were 8 cookies in each batch. Nina baked a total of X cookies. No, this is backwards. So this batch should be here, and cookies, they were just 8. Eight is the only one that makes sense. 19. For our data, which of the following equation can be used to calculate M, the amount of money in dollars collected for tickets sold? So, remember, this is your Y, and this is your X, right? So we want the equation. Y equals, this is a proportional relationship, so Y equals something X, or KX, right? We need to find K. Pick a point. Let's pick this point right here. This point is 25 comma 50, right? So this is my X value, my Y value, 25, 50. If you do K, remember K equals Y over X, right? How do I go from X to Y? Well, it's that multipliers times 2, right? 50 divided by 25, look at that. That's the unit rate. So for any of these points, look, this one, so let's use the 0.510. 0.510 is also times 2. 0.1530 is also times 2. So our equation is going to be Y equals the unit rate here, right, or a constant proportionality times 2. How do I get from X to Y? I multiply each X value by 2 to get to Y. So, what is that? Right. Last question. On day 3 at city tour, city planner created a table to show the number of seats for different number of subway cars. Okay, so Again, so this is my x, and the total is always your y. So if I have 6 seats, I have 180. 6 cars, 180 seats. If I have 8, it's 240. If I have 10, it's 300. 12 is 360. Here's my x and y. Can you find k? K is y over x. Pick any of these points, and you'll notice that k equals 30, right? Is it times 30? Yeah, times 30. Times 30. Times 30. Yeah, that works. So if it's a proportional relationship, my equation is always going to be y equals k times x. Y equals, and what's k here? 30x. How do I get x? How do I get from x to y? I multiply by 30. And we only have one true answer. And that's day 3.